microwave.
One cookie left. What?
I know. You have to. He had to explain that to me before because I had no idea what it was.
Y'all,
So
this is a big problem. Okay, so y'all remember the count, right? The count here, Slater. Let me get you in here too because I know Slater's gonna remember the count. Oh.
Like the actual count.
So
Dracula.
we're talking about the count from Sesame Street.
Count Choco? Is that the cereal?
No.
I think it is,
He's
different
purple,
thing.
right? Wasn't he purple and black? And
1, 2, you know, he used to. Okay, anyways, he used to do that. He used to do the number of the day. Sesame Street would always have the letter of the day.
I think he still does it, right? Or did he pass?
I mean, probably the person who did the voice, probably. But no, he's still around.
Okay.
What's up, everybody? Man, it's good to see everybody's faces.
Good morning.
So, Slater, it's good to have you back.
Hey, good to be here.
I love those frames.
Yeah, you like them? Everybody's got the blue light. These are the green light. They make me money.
Did you?
That's what it is. It makes me look smarter.
How does it make you money?
Well, this afternoon, I'm going to put them on and ask for a raise. You guys want more money too? So I'll let you know. I'm testing it out, but it really, you can see my screen. So if I look at anything inappropriate, just look at my glasses. And you'll be able to see.
They're so big.
Share the news with everybody.
It's a big window.
How that works.
Okay, so here we are. This is the entire cast of K92.3. So here in Central Florida.
I'm always in the background of your video.
So here in Orlando, we're very fortunate to have this really cool radio station that since the 80s has just been a beast. And here we are affording our listeners and each other an opportunity to get together and do a show like is not done amongst many radio stations. I mean, just to kind of put it in perspective, a morning show typically never gets to see the night show. I mean, that's just kind of the way it's always worked. I mean, I've been in radio for 23 years now. And yeah, the morning team never gets to see the night team. The person who does middays, you know, typically they get to see everybody in the office, but not the rest of the team. So here we are.
Happy birthday, Michael. I see your comment. Got to give Michael a shout out.
Here, let me turn on the chat function.
Michael Varanakis.
So for those listening, this is also a podcast. That's why we always address that this is outside of Central Florida. But what you are listening to is the morning show and the midday and the night of the big station here in Orlando. Now we're missing Scotty.
Yeah, Scotty was super busy. So Scotty, with Memorial Day weekend upon us, we're all like crunching to get things done.
Yeah.
So
we're
he had like
too. We're
crushing and crunching.
Crushing, totally.
Yeah, who just said that? Teresa. We love Teresa. We're glad you're coming back on here, but she mentioned Melissa not feeling good. Melissa, you should fill everyone in.
Glad I'm feeling better too. I had my very first ever case of food poisoning. So that was not fun.
What did you eat? Where did you go?
I'm not going to say where I went. I went on a date with Slater's girlfriend, and it was a double date. And so
you're blaming her?
I'm not blaming her. Not blaming her. But I am saying
she's like,
that I don't want to say where we went. Slater still is convinced that it was not food, it was alcohol poisoning. But I said I had 2 glasses of wine and 2 Irish car bombs. There's no way my body couldn't handle that. Okay,
I barely drank. I just did 2 massive shooters.
But over 5 hours, that's nothing to me.
Well, the wine mixing in with whatever's in the Irish car bomb, isn't that
probably
like
wasn't a good idea, but that's not going to put me on my butt for 4 days like I was.
It curdles up.
Yes, you have to take because it curdles. It's disgusting.
If you forget
I'm
about
glad I'm over this because the word curdle wouldn't have worked very well yesterday.
You have to chew it back with your, what are the back teeth called? You know,
those the crunchers, the smashers.
Those are the money makers.
Guys, the word of the day is crunch for sure.
Yeah. Alicia, she has a good question because this has to do with Scotty too. Why she hears Chloe. So technology's incredible. She actually can do that from Athens. So Saturdays, Chloe can still be a part of K92.3 and have her show here and record from there.
Well, it's really cool. So I'm just going to throw this in there. It is also a way for Chloe to still kind of pay her dues, you know, so she still gets to be, and she gets to be on the station on 2 different stations. So anybody in this kind of career, that's always really cool. So Slater's on a couple stations, and that's always fun.
Yeah, it costs a lot of money. I pay them a lot of money to be on the station.
That's why he wears his green glasses. Green light glasses.
But let's say what's up to a couple people in the chat. Again, if you're listening via the podcast, then all you do is get to hear this audio wise, and you never get to see the live stream. Then we often say what's up to people in the chat. So you've got Terry from Fort Wayne,
hello.
Jessica, Again, Teresa, we said what's up to her earlier. Teresa has sent us some beautiful gifts, and
Love
we've never
Teresa.
forgotten her.
She's
So thank
amazing.
you so much, Teresa, Jacob, Kelsey, and yeah. So
How
okay.
was the double date other than the food sickness?
It
Kelsey
was
wants to
good. We
know.
talk about it more on our podcast, which will be up at noon today. But it is it was good. I tell Slater that there are some red flags that I pointed out, not about her in general, but about their relationship potentially
Oh, really?
that I was concerned about, but could be overcome. You know, nothing
How
crazy.
do you take Melissa's?
He asked for my advice, which
commentary.
is usually not
I was
usual.
going to break up with her on the spot. If Melissa said no, I was just going to leave.
Yeah, right.
Bad
I was going to
idea.
leave.
No.
I was going to leave Melissa, her husband, and
The date?
my girlfriend, Becky, there. And I was going to leave. I was going to say, I got to go to the bathroom. I was going to peel out in my Jetta.
so some of the interesting dynamics is Slater and Melissa, they're on the air in the afternoon, as well as Melissa being middays, as well as Slater being our afternoon king. They both also have a podcast together. So this is why you've got some closeness going on here.
For sure. Like
Yeah.
brother and sisters, like all over the place here.
Like Alabama
get annoyed with
cousins is
each
what I
other.
call it, right?
Alabama
No,
No, I think
cousins.
there's
Disgusting.
sexual involvement.
Oh,
there.
I've never been to Alabama.
Me neither. That's really bad.
All right. Okay. So in an effort to try to keep this thing focused, we do have a topic. We've got a couple topics that we wanted to get to, and please feel free to jump into the chat when talking about traveling. So we've got Memorial Day weekend upon us, and since 2020, Memorial Day weekend 2021 is going to be explosive. I mean, I think they were talking about something about 38 million people on the roads,
Yeah.
something like 2 million, 3 million just coming to Florida alone, which is where this show is headquartered. So Ashley unveiled something that I thought was very interesting, and we'll go around the room here, okay, with your partners and how they travel. So Ashley, talk about your airport experience with your husband.
This is funny. It came up this morning and Obi was like, well, what's Matt like at the airport? Like, does he like to get there really early?
Is he the kind
So-
of guy that claps when the plane lands?
I do like
great.
those people. I do like those
Right?
people.
You're like, oh, that's so nice. But so I had to kind of compromise in the beginning of his not wanting to be at the airport super early. I was like, okay, that's fine. Like, I get it. As long as we're there with enough time where I'm not like frantic. But he also does not like boarding the plane until like everybody else is on. It doesn't matter if he's got an assigned seat. Doesn't matter if it's Southwest where you're in a group. He hates sitting down in the seat where people walk past him, are constantly standing up next to him, waiting for everybody else to take their seat.
Well, and he's an
Waiting.
aisle guy.
And he's an
He's
aisle
an
guy.
aisle guy. So
Does he
that
confirm
makes
on
sense.
Southwest though that he gets an aisle
So
if he's the last one on.
well, right. So he hates flying Southwest. I love it. I love Southwest because I've always had easy times there. Anyway, but yeah, everyone putting their bags up in front of him. So I like to get on a little bit earlier, get situated, pull my headphones out, put my bag under, not be rushed. But no, he gets to the point where they're like on the intercom, Matthew Morrison, last call for boarding. Matthew
Like to the
Morrison.
whole
And
airport.
he's like, let me finish my beer.
Well, you
Let's
know
go.
how they do it at the gates.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're talking about what kind of travelers you guys are because everybody's got different routines, I think. Preferences.
Yeah. So okay, Slater first. Go.
Yeah. Much the same. I love the fact I feel so cool when I can time it just right. So I'm not waiting there like for them to call, but I time it just right. So right before they call my name, I am just stepping up and I hand them my ticket and they're like, oh, we're just going to call you. And I'm like, I know. You know?
You're walking. That's
know.
like the best
So-
feeling.
Oh, I love it. But there was one time I was in Iowa and I was so late and I knew I was late and this airport was so small and I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to miss it, that I called and I only had to get passed along to one other person to get right to the gate. And they're like, this guy, Eric, answers. He's like, hello? He's like, oh yeah, we're waiting for you. And I'm like, can you hold the plane like 15, 20 minutes? And he goes, oh yeah, don't worry about it.
No
Don't
way.
worry. So they held the plane for me. And I'm like, this is awesome. I was like 30 minutes late. I stopped at Starbucks on the way.
How long ago was that? Because I feel like that would not happen nowadays.
12 years ago.
Holy,
It wasn't
yeah.
that long ago. I still think today. And it was an actual plane. Like there was probably like
Wow.
150, 200 seats, but they were just like, yeah, it really doesn't matter. We can make up 20 minutes in the air. So they held it for
Wow.
me. Yeah.
Okay, Melissa, because we've got Alicia saying that she travels in a car. She doesn't do planes. Jessica is an early traveler. Amanda here saying being late would give me so much anxiety. Yeah, I'm with you. Okay, Melissa. How are you when you travel?
I mean, so I've in the past, this is bad mistake on my part. I booked a flight home thinking it was 9 a.m. and it was 9 p.m. I've also booked a flight to leave in the morning and it doesn't leave. And like,
so you're just a really crappy traveler.
planner. But when it comes to the actual, like getting to the airport, I like to get there early because I like to find a bar.
Yeah.
And also there's no judgments at the airport. You could literally show up in your pajama pants and sit at the bar at 9 a.m. and order a Tito's. Like no one's gonna judge you.
Nobody
though.
Nobody judges you at the airport. 100%.
Are you Obi was the planner too, I think. He was the early arriver.
Yeah, and it's not necessarily having a plan. It's just that I like to be there early because I don't like what who was it? Amanda who said the anxiety. Yeah, Amanda said the anxiety. So to me, if I can be there an hour and a half early, then that means, I post up, I find a place to put all my stuff, maybe hit the Starbucks. There's no rush. If there's a huge line, I pop an AirPod in and listen to a podcast. But being late, just, I don't know, that puts me, it sets the tone. It sets the tone for the whole trip.
Missing a flight, is a fear. I would hate to miss a flight and then have to get there even later. That would really be bad.
Or sit at the airport and wait for the next flight because you missed the one and you're at the airport waiting and you just missed it.
Has anyone on here traveled on a plane since COVID? Anyone on here first time, maybe summer vacations, getting on a plane? Hi to my mom and Melissa's mom.
I will say I did get on a plane in December and like already plain air to me like gets me like irritated in my throat and stuff. But wearing a mask and sitting on a plane for I think it was like 7 hours because I went to Arizona. Like I remember getting off and just going, I need to be outside because the fresh air, if I don't get some fresh air, like I'm going to feel like I'm getting sick just because the air was so stuffy. And so I think that's the one thing that I'm like, I can't wait to.
You didn't blow the air on you?
Yeah, but that's even stuff like that's
like the smell of it.
It's like not fresh air. So when you blow it on you,
I bring a little air freshener though, and I will every once in a while when they're not looking.
No way.
Put it right there.
Okay, so
it doesn't freshen the air though.
It's new car smell.
I promise I won't switch gears here, but I seriously did do that. I do that sometimes if we're going to a hotel that I don't know if it's like questionable and I don't know if it's nice or not. I bring those Bath and Body wallflowers.
That's funny.
Not one of the trees.
Okay, well,
just hang a tree.
Well, still within the same vein, how do you guys behave on the airplane? Do you guys are you Slater? Are you a sleeper? Are you somebody who has to read a book?
Oh, I
can knock right out.
Same.
Yeah. But I also wear sunglasses the entire time because I think it's so cool.
And everyone thinks he's Bradley Cooper, even more so.
Or they're like, this dude's drunk. This dude is wasted. Like,
at least I'm not wearing pajama pants.
Oh gosh,
Melissa, you?
I sound like such an alcoholic. I sneak on airplane bottles so I don't have to buy them on the plane.
What are they called?
They're airplane bottles.
The nips.
Yeah,
the
nipples.
nipples. Yeah, but if you're smart about it, man, I used to love to drink. When I did drink, that was the same thing because if not, they're super expensive on the plane.
And technically you can get them through security. It's not sneaking them on, but you're just not allowed to open them on the plane.
Oh.
But so you can literally put them in a clear bag. You don't have to hide what they're in. You can have the shot bottles in a plastic bag, put it through security. They let you go because it's legal to take with you.
Yeah.
You're just not supposed to open it on the plane, but
where do you make the drinks? The bathroom? Like
no,
normal
you do it
right there.
You.
Yeah, you pour it in your lap.
For what? You ask for.
You just ask for a Sprite.
Oh, I just want a ginger ale. and then you gotta hide the sound of the.
Or you just go to one of the places inside after you pass through security, and you just get usually I get like a Monster or a lemonade or something from one of the bottles, and then you just right there.
Melissa's a pro. Melissa's got that. But that goes to airplane etiquette. Somebody posted last week. There's an Instagram account. Some guy had his foot up on his leg and was picking his toenails in the airplane seat, like right next to somebody else.
Yeah, you got to be self-aware. Like it's and
Slater and I had this argument on the air not too long ago because I saw that and I was like, is taking your shoes off on a plane disrespectful? And Slater was saying it depends. If you have your foot up, yes. But if you take them off and you put them down, I'm like, no, because the smell still travels outside of the seat.
Yeah,
area.
you're still in a container. That's almost like farting on a plane.
But what about sandals? So like I do wear sneakers sometimes
Flip
on a plane.
But if you're wearing sandals, your feet are technically out
already. But I think it's like if you prop them up, especially like in front of the seat, in front of you,
right?
And
Elevate.
there's somebody sitting next to you, and the toe is that close to me.
If you can see the toe in your peripheral,
If I can see you have a hangnail, I do not want.
Honestly, if somebody is able to prop their foot up on their seat on a plane with that little room, they should be able to do it because they're like able to morph themselves.
you sit there, you give them a massage.
Oh my god, gross. Yeah, what is wrong with people? I don't know.
Okay, all right. So let's switch on over. Okay, let's switch on. Oh no. Let's finish. Hold on, because there's still more topics on this. Okay, how about when you guys land? Are you the type of individual?
Claps?
Okay, so there's the clapping type. Are you the type of individual who gets up right away to get your bags, or do you kind of wait? You know what I mean? Because some people like the plane parks, and some people like get up immediately.
What is
and
the
grab all their
point of
stuff.
getting up though?
Right?
Because you can't go anywhere.
No, that's actually those people do kind of drive me nuts because it's like as soon as the ding's like, and they're opening the bin, and
then
like,
you just
there's
stand there.
nowhere for you to go.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Sorry if you're one of those people.
You just said why?
Look at Elizabeth. Elizabeth in the chat. All these are reasons why I hate to fly.
Don't you just stand up and say, "Excuse me, I have an announcement to make. I have a connecting flight," even if you don't. I have to get off the plane first, and then they will escort you off, right?
I do like that.
As long as possible.
I do like that. Now they better not find you at the TGIF.
No,
enjoy the drink. Enjoy the drink.
Chili's too, yeah.
Right?
I think it's fine, right?
If somebody did that, I would make it my damnedest to get off that plane and follow them to make sure they weren't lying, and then call them out.
You'd be that
I'll be
mad?
like, I waited.
Me and Melissa are a lot alike in that way. Like, is that person really?
Are they lying?
Like they're lying.
I mean, Slater just said, even if you don't
Yeah.
say it,
I
like
think it's fun. They don't check it.
no,
you
but
know?
other flights will, and then you're just deemed a jerk.
I love it. All right. So some of the chat here, because if you're listening via podcast, this is always a stream on Thursdays too, where you can watch the reactions of the
Ann
entire
Martin
crew in here.
said I get up right away. I love you, Ann.
See, and Janelle says I try to get off quickly when I have to switch flights, but otherwise I try to wait my turn. Then you've got Teresa. I sit and wait because I don't like strangers touching and breathing on me.
Same, because they get up. But after reading Ann's comment, then I'm like, okay, well, there are people that I know get up. For some people might get up because like their legs are so cramped the whole time.
Sure, and that's
I
what
get
Casey said. Casey Pickett said, stretch and sit back down.
Yeah.
Very
Everyone
funny.
has different.
Only
right, so-
honest person on here.
So let's move to cars, okay? Because road travels are completely different. And road travels, I know that even though for us, I'll start with me. We say, okay, guys, we're leaving at 9 a.m. sharp. And everything packed. 9 a.m. Man, we don't actually leave until like 11.
Yeah.
Well, that's because you have kids. Me
Well-
and Ashley can probably sit over here and say, like, for road trips, we might actually leave on time because we only have to worry about ourselves.
Right. And I think that road trips you have more leniency because unless you don't have to be somewhere at a certain time, like a
wedding,
you
right?
gotta be
Mm.
there at a certain time. Plane, you're like, yeah, or a car, you're like, it's okay if we're an hour late. Don't have to be anywhere specifically.
Yeah.
For check-in.
My favorite thing about GPS and long trips is trying to see how much time I can actually trim off
Yes.
the time that you're supposed to be there. You know what I mean? So like if it says, oh, it's going to take if it's
Expected
a long
arrival.
trip, 8 hours. It's
Yeah.
like, I bet I can do it in 7. Before, you wouldn't do that. You would have no idea how long it would take. You'd have the
true.
map. You'd be like, okay,
Well,
this is where we're going to go.
The map,
God,
remember?
we don't do that anymore.
I have
A
the really
triptych
big,
from
the big
AAA.
one. Yeah,
For,
it's yeah, what's it called? Triptych?
Triptych.
Yeah, that's right.
They still make them
The maps?
Wow.
at AAA. They'll still print them for you.
Wow.
We should
What
have
else
asked
do
our
they
guy
do?
this
Do they do video rental?
Like Blockbuster.
What else? Yeah.
He rent the VCR too.
Do
You know-
they fax?
We did talk about this dude. It was a story that came up in the news of this guy who for 17 days he was out in the woods, and
Yeah.
we were talking about, could you even start a fire? The map. Could you even open a map and know how to
Know
get
where
from
to
point
go?
A to point B?
I feel like in Orlando it would be too difficult because the roads are changing all the time.
they'd be like,
Like-
get on I-4. And it'd be like, wait, what?
that exit doesn't exist
yeah,
anymore.
it moved 2 miles ahead.
I think it would be a disaster if we had to use paper maps right now.
Yeah, so Rita is saying that she loves road trips, but then she said ... without kids.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm going on for my birthday trip, going up to Georgia, driving 7.5 hours, and I'm bringing my dog for the first time ever on like a 7-hour road trip. I don't know how it's gonna turn out.
You're gonna have to stop at rest areas, right? For
Yeah.
breaks?
I think every 2.5 hours we'll stop, but still, he's like, I'm probably gonna have to give him like Benadryl, so he kind of like sleeps.
yeah.
Through the
What if you
trip.
get one of those
Hey.
fake grasses? Can't you put a fake grass in the back and he'll just do his business?
Can you imagine a husky?
Yeah, but still, either way, Slater, you don't think that grass is gonna smell
It's like a gallon
and
of
leak
urine.
and like.
So you just take the grass and you hold it out the window and like do one of these.
Trust me,
like,
I'm
fan
gonna
it
have
out.
to go to the bathroom too. Like,
Yeah.
we're not gonna just make it 7.5
ladies
hours.
don't go in fake grass.
Amanda made a good point. I tell everyone we're leaving an hour earlier than I want to be on the way.
My husband's learned that trick
Oh,
for me.
nice.
I tell him what time we need to leave, and he's like, "Is that really when we need to leave, though?" Because
Sounds
we're always
dishonest.
late, and I always try to do that. I'm like 15 minutes early.
Man, that is smart.
Does Steve wait on you a lot, Melissa? And I'm asking you because you're the only
Yeah,
girl in
but
here.
I mean, okay, I cannot be the only woman that does this where you see him sitting there, whether he's playing video games, watching TV, whatever, and you're like, okay, I'm already starting to get ready. Why are you sitting there? We have 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And then he's like, I will still be ready before you.
Is
Like,
he?
leave me alone. I will be ready by the time we need to leave. And I'm like, why are you still sitting there? You said you had to shower. You said, like, what? He's like, why are you worrying about me? And then I start getting ready. He gets up, showers, gets out. He's like, I'm waiting on you. I'm like,
No, it's opposite for us. Matt
Mm.
takes forever. I don't know what he does because
Well,
he doesn't like
he's
put gel
also
in his hair.
his body. It takes a while to clean his body.
And I
You know what I
think
mean? There's some more mass.
It's not just
You
that.
know?
If you guys can see Ashley's husband, he must cocoa butter his whole body too. Like
I
he's
will
got,
say.
he's got
He
a
actually does. He's really
Yeah,
good with self
see?
care.
Yeah,
he's
he's
got a
not flaky.
He's 49 going on 40.
like
Give him
Phil,
9 years.
we saw Phil Mickelson just win that PGA, the big major, that Phil Mickelson, and we were giving him compliments all week because Phil Mickelson looks great. Ashley's man has this sheen about him, like it's
my
a beauty. I don't know.
He's gonna
well,
be
and now
so
that my
embarrassed.
husband has a man bun, he does take a little bit longer.
A
But just
little
because he
bit.
has to learn how to pull up a ponytail.
Yeah, you ladies did good. I hope my wife is saying the same thing to her friends. Like I did good.
Yeah.
I'm talking about me, like her talking about me, like the way that I'm talking about you guys did good with your husband.
Well, wait, what you just said about upkeep and then it was something else to do with road trips. Oh, dang it. I lost it. It was something
Leaving on
Slater-
time.
Trips,
Oh,
Matt, leaving
Phil
on time.
Mickelson.
Yes.
This whole competitive thing where he said he got inspired by Tom Brady because Slater's a huge Brady fan. He got inspired because Brady won the championship at his age and he was like, I can do this.
Yeah.
So now they're doing this golf tournament. Have you seen this? Brady and Phil Mickelson versus Aaron Rodgers and DeChambeau. There's like some competitive.
Well, it doesn't sound competitive. If you have
Right.
Aaron Rodgers in anything, it's not
Well,
competitive.
and they're giving each other crap.
Honestly, can golf be competitive?
yes.
Hey.
Sorry.
Very.
Eh,
Mhm.
Does it get rowdy?
All right. I love Amanda's question here. Does anybody do backwards math? We have to be there at 2. Hold on. We have to be there at 2. It takes 3 hours. I need an hour to get ready.
So she's
So
saying
she
if
does
you
it
have
all
to be there
backwards.
too. It takes
Okay.
3 hours to get there. So you subtract that, then you subtract how long it takes to get ready.
yeah. I'm terrible with that. I'm so anal.
Yeah. I
I'm
was
like, I know exactly the amount of time that I need, and I'm always to the minute.
You're never late for anything we do.
I mean, he'll
Right?
text me if we agree to meet at like 12. He'll text me and be like, "Is 12:05 okay?"
Mm.
I'm like, because he knows and he walks in right at 12:05.
Mhm. And you walk in at 12:08.
Yep.
He's
I
like,
do.
well, I got some time because he's still getting situated.
well, I know.
Making me wait.
So one of my big faults, is so I love to be like ridiculously early to everything. It gives you an opportunity to kind of sit in the moment and you're not so rushed. But the problem is like I'll get on the family. Like I'll be like, why aren't you ready? And I've got 4 kids. So out of the 3 kids, I'm like, what? And we end up getting early so ready that everyone's sitting down and everyone's looking at me and I'm like, see you guys? Aren't you guys glad we're early? And everyone's kind of looking, twiddling their thumbs
Waiting
and
to go because they're waiting on you.
no, waiting because we're too early.
No,
Now-
he's saying
now
that
that-
after everyone,
To
he's
your
yelling at
destination.
everyone.
I'm yelling at everybody, and then I get everybody ready, and then we're like too early. But
Yeah. Teresa does backwards math for everying.
Isn't it just math though, guys?
I can barely do forwards
Backwards
math.
math.
Subtraction
Yeah,
is
it's
math,
subtraction.
My
It's
mom
math.
says math period.
It's just math.
Oh my god, this is
Sorry,
great.
I'm reading your comments, guys. I'm multitasking. Friends, Casey says friends party starts at noon. Wake them up in the morning with breakfast. What does that mean?
That means get there early. If the friends party starts at noon,
She's saying she wakes the friends up
Gotcha.
in the morning with breakfast.
Yeah. I try to be early and on time.
okay, hold on. Because I know I said I like to be early. And now that we're talking about being early, I don't like to be early enough where I'm helping people set up. Okay, so you know how like you get to a party or something
Oh,
and
he
like
walks up and he looks in the window and he's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go sit in the car for a few more minutes."
They're like lifting in water cases or soda cases. He's like,
There's a memory I have of us when Emerald's was still open and Universal. Old Dominion was playing Hard Rock. And you and we got there early and we're like, man, what are we going to do? We knew Ashley was doing like stuff backstage, getting like meet and greets. And we're like, we don't have to be there for that. So we went to like Emerald's and had like a couple plates of food. Cause I think, right? Because Erica's brother was working there.
Yeah, my brother-in-law was there, plated us up some
with
food.
a ton of stuff I'd never even tasted before.
And that was a couple years ago when you might have still been drinking at the time. We're having a beverage or two like before an event or show, like for fun.
It was so good, and we walked in right on time for us.
Yep. So I'll just say sorry because I know that in that time we could have been early and we could have helped, but Ashley would have been too busy anyways.
She's got so much stuff we don't understand.
Ashley and Melissa, whenever you won't see them at a concert because both of them are just who's next? Who's next? And who's coming here at this time?
Who's got to be up for the stage?
No,
intro?
well, hold on. Somebody has to have the job of make sure Obi's where he needs to be when he's supposed to be there.
Yeah.
Because he's over here talking.
We're all
and then you
Obi's
finally get him
handler.
away from the conversation. And then the next thing you know, you're like, wait, I lost him. Oh, shoot, he's talking again.
And then you get to the point after I think year 5, you're like, okay, I told him where he needed to be. If he's not there, I
He's
cannot
just
do anything about it.
Do you have a handler?
Yeah,
Because I used to be your handler, and then Chloe kind of was, but she wasn't around long enough to actually handle you.
Maybe your
Do you
nanny.
need somebody
We can
to
borrow the
hand-
nanny for the event.
Sorry, Obi. I didn't mean to start all this.
Yeah, you guys are talking about me like I'm some elderly man who doesn't know where to be. Like
No,
I'm like,
it's just you love to talk, and I think when you get caught up in a conversation, you lose track of time.
Yeah, and
I
you
do.
totally admitted that.
I do. I'm a man of the people. So like if Teresa and I were sitting having a conversation at Country Thunder, this could
We'd
be a
on
possibility.
stage like Obi. He'd be like, "Oh, sorry, Teresa, gotta go."
Yeah,
It's true. Somebody's normally got to come and grab me, and I'm like, "Oh, Teresa, I'll be back."
but Teresa, that's because you're so sweet. I'm sure.
All
She
of
said she always
y'all.
gets stuck helping, but yeah.
Yeah. You know what? I will help clean, especially if I like the people.
I was gonna say I will help
Yeah.
clean too, only because I would hope that somebody would help me clean if I
For
threw a
sure.
party.
Yep.
Yeah, that's such a crappy time when you're putting all the dishes away and.
I hate when I'm the person that stays and helps clean, and then I throw a party, and then I like everyone leaves, and I'm like, well, I guess I'll start cleaning.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks. Hope you enjoyed it.
All right. Okay. So we're hitting the 28-minute mark. Again, want to thank everybody. Let's do a little bit of a reset. It's Obi. You've got Ashley, Slater, Melissa. We normally have Scotty in here as well. Well, I say we normally, but last time was the first time that he ever joined us
Yeah, we tried
on a
getting him
Thursday.
in.
Did you guys insult him? Is that why he's not here today?
No, he is actually getting his second round of shots
Actually,
of
it's
the
because
vaccine.
you're here today.
Is that what it
that's why.
is? That's right, because this is his square, right?
It's-
It's
no,
like Hollywood
no.
Squares.
It's too much sexy when there's 3 of us men on here.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, that's
what it
exactly
is.
what it is.
Oh,
My
wow.
camera's
Put my
melting.
glasses on too.
Kevin and Danny B.
All right, okay. So I think at this time let's start to say our goodbyes. We appreciate y'all. Anybody need to push to anything that's coming up?
Well, we've got a lot coming up with Memorial Day weekend, you guys. I don't know what everyone's up to in here if you're staying local, but
Eric Church.
Eric Church tickets all weekend we're going to be giving out.
Mm,
There's
I'm
some
actually doing
major-
Crayola experience.
You
Yeah.
are?
Yep.
I
You
love
guys
Crayola experience.
made me all jelly giving away them during the
Oh, you
O-Town
did go,
Showdown.
yeah?
Yep.
I'm going
And
alone.
and next month there'll be a 60-second review, and I think more passes that we'll be able to give away. So it'll be
It's
good.
really cool. Obi was telling me about it because I've never been either. I didn't know how big it was and how you can make your own crayon color.
Mm-hmm.
How do you say
Yeah.
crayon?
Crayon. How
Crayon?
do you say crayon?
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 Yeah, I think that what you're doing is in the
Crayon?
South. Crayon is the
It's like a
South.
crayon.
Yeah.
I say
Cranberry.
crayon. Yeah, I
Yeah.
say crayon too.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh man, I love
Crayon.
crayons. All different color crayons.
Crayon. Yeah.
Yeah, but no,
Melissa
I do it like a
pronounces it like
switch.
it's spelled.
Hold
Crayon.
on. Say it again,
Crayon.
Obi.
I say crayons.
Crayon.
I don't say crayons. I say crayons.
So you were
all
like,
these
pass
color
me the
crayons.
crayon. Yeah, I would say
Yeah, pass me
the
the
word
crayon.
sounds really weird now, but
Throw me a bunch of crayons.
Crayon.
It's almost like one of those things. If you're under an influence, it's like crayon. Crayon.
how do you
Crayon.
how do you say the name of the place?
What do you mean?
Crayola.
Crayola. So why
Crayola.
wouldn't it be crayon? The O is
I mean, it
obviously
could,
long.
but that's like people from Ocoee when they're like, no, I'm from Ocoee, or however
pecan
they
or
say it.
pecan, or Caribbean
or
Caribbean.
data or
Caribbean.
data.
Yeah.
I actually watched one of my old Grapes and Gossips the other day, and I was like, "Is it data or data?" And I said, "Actually, you can't tell me because the comments it's spelled the same."
You write it out.
Oh god,
That's
I'm a
funny.
dork.
All right, Ann Martin, Teresa, Rita, Rebecca, Jessica, Janelle, Meg, everybody who joins us on the chat, everybody who's listening from abroad, whether it's from Alaska, New Mexico, wherever it is. Thank you so much for spending some time with us. Oh yeah, we haven't had our friends from Germany check in today.
Yeah.
That is weird. I wonder if their kids are out of school too.
Oh man. Yeah, that's right. That's gonna change a lot.
Or if they
of
ever even
schedules.
went back to school. Germany might have kept him homeschooled. Like I don't know how they.
Yeah.
Oh no, Jessica, I don't know what you're stuck in the hospital for, but I hope you're okay.
Well,
Maybe you're working. Hopefully it's just working and you're not actually the patient.
Who's behind Melissa? Hold on.
I
that's
was like,
the man.
Yeah, that's creepy. You should have moved.
No, I wanna bring him closer to me.
Good to
Yeah.
talk to you, Teresa, Chris, Jared,
You blocked him again. Hold on.
Bob
It's
Blake.
Blake.
Oh yeah,
It's flat, Blake.
It's flat. No, he's still Blake.
Blake escaped.
It's Blake.
All right, y'all. Hey, listen, thank you so much for spending this time with us. Remember, every Thursday we do it at 11, as close to 11 as possible. A lot of times we're wrapping stuff up in here from the morning show, but thank you so much for your time. Thank you for investing in us. And y'all, anything else? Closing remarks?
Oh, on our K92.3 Facebook page right now, if you know of anybody that you want us shouting out this weekend for Memorial Day who, that we should be honoring.
Yeah.
Put that on our Facebook page because we want to make sure we include them this weekend.
Yeah, on the air. So family members, anyone that you friends, put them on there.
Cool. All right, hands in. Everybody, you too. And if you're listening via the podcast, this probably sounds weird to you, but we're putting our hands on top of each other like a team, putting their hands in, saying, all right, hope you guys have a fantastic day, the rest of your week. Have a great Memorial Day weekend. The next time we talk to you, hopefully you've won some Eric Church tickets. Anybody else?
Be safe. No drinking and driving. This is one of those weekends. I
Usually
always put out the
AAA
PSA.
on the holiday weekends will
We'll
tow
tow
your
for
car
you.
for free.
We should ask
Bam.
that guy about that.
There you go. All right, 1, 2, 3,
Break.
go. All right, you guys. See you later, family.